Another gorgeous day in sunny Arizona as we get you ready for Cactus League baseball. Today in spring training, your San Diego Padres prepare to take on the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim at the beautiful Peoria Sports Complex. Baseball fans are ready. Kyle Blanks is here to play. Chase Headley and today's starter for the Padres, big left-hander Clayton Richard. Great to have you with us alongside Mark Sweeney. I'm Mike Pomeranz. The Padres 9-9 right now, just about at the midpoint of spring. How does that affect the team's mindset?
Well, it's a different for the veteran guys. They can just get ready and amped up for that opening day. But there's other guys on the roster that definitely need to keep that impression because they're looking for those last spots on the roster.
One of the guys who will certainly be on the roster is today's starting third baseman Chase Headley. And Mark had a chance to speak with him earlier about what he does with the bat at the plate that makes his offense so special.
One thing that we like to talk about is keeping the barrel above the baseball, until the very last second. If you slow down the film on some of the best hitters, it may not be that way each and every time, but it's the thought process that we have. Because when we get down here, we're in big trouble. We're hitting up, we're hitting uphill, and you have no chance to hit a fastball that's elevated, and it's really, really hard to backspin a baseball like that. You hit a lot of topspin, and I think that's, it's very common. But if we can keep that barrel above, above the baseball, above our hands, then we create the right path to the baseball, and then it lets the path continue and allows us to drive the baseball.
Well, Chase led the National League in RBIs last season. He is poised to do it again. What is it about his approach that he's able to maintain such consistency?
Well, Chase definitely made some good points there. He was hitting uphill at the beginning of the season, made some adjustments, tried to backspin the baseball a little bit more, and the results were great. Consistency, but also RBI totals and the home run totals were there.
Chase Headley and the San Diego Padres preparing for baseball from the Cactus League in Peoria. First pitch from Clayton Richard coming up.
Hey,
Welcome to the Peoria Sports Complex in lovely Peoria, Arizona, alongside My partner, Mark Sweeney. I'm Mike Pomeranz. Mike Scioscia and the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim here in Peoria to take on the San Diego Padres. And Mike Trout, a mainstay most certainly for the Angels, is going to lead things off. Last season, a monster year. Rookie of the year, deservedly so, hitting .326, 30 home runs, 83 runs driven in. And Clayton Richard gets us underway. Richard, the lefty, making his second official start and appearance of the spring. Say official because he was scheduled to start a game earlier, but after about an inning and a half or so, weather interfered. Gorgeous day, a little bit toasty though, 83 degrees. Feels a little bit warmer than that.
Now, Mike, this is a beautiful day. This is when you start getting loose in ball games. Gorgeous place to play baseball, and that's the reason why the spring training is so efficient down here in Arizona.
And Mike Trout gets things going for the Angels right away by wrapping a ball to the left center gap, and he's on his horse. He can flat run. He's going to push it for third. And Mike Trout will open the inning for the Angels with a shot.
Well, what a beautiful swing. Short stroke to the baseball. And you can see the reason why so many people are excited about this young man. He's the future not only of the Angels, but of baseball. Watch him put his head down and turn those pillows. Nice job. Mike Trout is the exciting player. He can do it all. He's a five-tool athlete.
So with Trout at third, it'll bring up Alberto Callaspo. Callaspo fans this one into left center field, and Trout will score rather easily. Callaspo pulls up at second with a double. Mike Scioscia's Angels. Trout and Callaspo already getting in on the action offensively. Albert Pujols will hit third. Josh Hamilton, Mark Trumbo, Howie Kendrick, Peter Borges, Chris Iannetta, and Andrew Romine will be the shortstop.
You can see Clayton Richard, 29-year-old left-hander. Fastball command is very important. He's been elevating on the arm side too much this spring. He wanted to work down in the zone, but first pitch strikes. He loves to work. He's very efficient with his pitches, but he wants to get his fastball command. Look for him to throw a little more change-ups today.
Albert Pujols takes outside for ball one.
That's that arm side release point that he's losing. Just getting it back, getting that feel is so important in spring training.
See Pujols' numbers from last season, hitting .375 on this spring training, and he'll swing through a breaking ball.
Well, that's the protection. You look over to your left if you're Albert Pujols. That's the protection in the lineup. They stole him from the Texas Rangers, a free agent, signing a big contract with the Angels. They want to win, and they want to win now, and they have the offense to prove it.
Here's the 1-1 from Richard. Ball bounced sharply to Headley, who's deciding to knock down Callaspo at second. And that'll be the first out of the inning. San Diego will stack up this way behind the left-hander, Clayton Richard. It'll be Travis Buck, Jeff Decker, Daniel Robertson in right, Chase Headley, Cody Ransom, Jonathan Galvez, Kyle Blanks, and Nick Hundley behind the plate. So Albert Pujols reaches on a fielder's choice. Alberto Callaspo chopped down for the first out of the inning. It'll bring up Josh Hamilton. Last year with the Rangers. Monster numbers, played in 148 ball games. That marks a career high for him.
When you look at those RBIs, 128. That's production. That's what you want to get out of your 3-4 hitters.
Clayton Richard, Buddy Black had told us, is going to continue to work on what worked for him last year. Keeping the ball down in the zone, likes to work between the knees and the ground. Bouncer to blanks. Pretty quick and easy turn, and that will do it for the Angels. And they're half of the first inning, but they pick up a run, and the Padres are coming up.
Yeah, the photographer's.
The Padres prepare to hit in the first. Let's check in with Laura McKeeman. Hey, Laura.
Hey, Mike, and hey, is too much of a good thing a bad thing sometimes? I don't know, but Bud Black is dealing with a little bit of that right now. He has lots of different options for that fifth spot in the starting rotation. We pretty much know that the four spots that we do know about are going to be Richard, who's pitching today, Volquez, Stoltz, and Marquis. But then who gets that fifth spot? Tyson Ross is an option, the guy they got from the Oakland A's. He's been good in spring training, making steady improvements. And then there's Freddie Garcia, who we saw yesterday, his secondary stuff working very well for him, still looking for that fastball location consistently. Bud Black says at this point he feels okay about the fact that he doesn't know for sure who will get that fifth spot, but at some point they're going to have to narrow this down, or somebody will go to the bullpen, and that could be a good thing as well. Add some more strength to that area.
Good points all, Laura. Be a nice problem for Buddy Black to have if he's a little deeper than perhaps he expected. Joe Blanton is on the mound for the Angels. Buddy Black, very familiar with the Angels. As you know, he's a pitching coach there for years. Jeff Decker, the leadoff hitter, fans this one out to left field. Down the line, it's Mike Trout, and boy, does he have some trouble in his high Arizona sky. And Jeff Decker will be on second base. Trout almost in disbelief.
Well, this is trouble in the sun. That Arizona high sky with the sun. But man, can they cover a lot of ground. He didn't see it at all. That's a scary feeling if you're an outfielder. Looking up, the ball never comes out of the sun. That is one of those crafts that you have to work on down here in Arizona.
About have to wear a welding mask out here. It's so bright. Not a cloud in the sky. Here's Cody Ransom, 37-year-old journeyman. A little time in Milwaukee and Arizona last year. Popped this one up to shallow right field. Hamilton under it. One away. Padres, lineup's going to look this way. You see Jeff Decker led off. Plays in center field. Then Ransom. Chase Headley will hit third. Kyle Blanks, Nick Hundley, Travis Buck, Jonathan Galvez, Daniel Robertson, and the pitcher, Clayton Richard.
Well, the 8-year veteran Joe Blanton, he's familiar with the West Coast. He started with Oakland, finished last year with the LA Dodgers. This is a free agent signing. He's an innings eater, but you have to lower your sights. He likes that high fastball that's uncomfortable. See a lot of those swings, losing the barrel that Chase Headley talked about in our open. You have to get on top of the baseball, and that's got to be one of your thoughts stepping into the box.
Headley having a nice spring, hitting at a 500 clip. Blanton steps off. That was interesting to hear at the open about how Chase approaches each at bat, trying to keep that barrel above the baseball. Swings through the 0-1.
We talked about the elevated fastball. It looks so good coming in and just stays up there. The velocity is definitely not there. It's not a plus velocity guy in Blanton, but you still need to lower your sights. You have to get him down and pitch down in the zone.
Bullet off the bat of Headley, and it ends up turning into a double play as Howie Kendrick has no trouble flipping that one. Unable to score, the Padres in their half of the first. Stick around, though. The assistant general manager, AT Hinch, is going to be joining us. Live interview coming up.
Only Mazda is so obsessed with the future.
On tap for you this afternoon on a Wednesday. Coming up in the 5th and in the 7th innings, the bloggers are going to take over from the Peoria Sports Complex. Yeah, all of the folks speaking for the fans' voices. Those bloggers are going to be joining our Megan O'Leary. Follow them at hashtag bloggers take over. So you're going to hear from them again. That's coming up in the 5th and the 7th inning as we get you set here in the 2nd. Clayton Richard with his 2nd inning of work, facing Mark Trumbo. Had himself a nice season last year, 32 home runs and 95 RBIs. Richard getting in a lot of work, and joining us in the booth to get a little bit of work, the assistant general manager of your San Diego Padres, AT Hinch. We got a great day for baseball. It's great to see you, AJ.
You know, it's great to be here. You know, the middle of March, it's exciting. We've got opening day only a few weeks away, and the weather's warming up. The players are starting to play a little longer, and night baseball last night, day baseball today, so it's starting to feel a little more like the regular season.
Now, Mark and I were talking about that in the open, too, and you as a former player and a big league manager, and you've seen it all. You get to this point in the season, and, you know, if we talk about it's early in spring, well, you can't really say that anymore.
No, you don't have that crutch at the beginning of spring training where you're not feeling perfect. I mean, this is actually the edgy time of spring training where we've been here just long enough to know we're about ready to leave, and the competitions are heating up for the 5th starter spot, some bullpen spots, second base. Like I said, the veteran players are starting to play extended innings, and a couple of complete games last night in the middle infield. So, you know, it's kind of that lull before the storm here at the end where, you know, when we start making plans towards getting towards New York, people will start getting their game face.
You know, AJ, let's talk about some of those competitions, and let's start with the 5th starter. You know, going through all the injuries last year, those are all documented. You want a clean slate, but there's some surplus of guys that are going to get opportunities here. Kind of forecast that a little bit from your perspective.
Well, you know, we went out this offseason with the idea that we were happy with our group and we wanted to add to it. And traded for Tyson Ross. We obviously got Cashner back. He made his first appearance in a Cactus League game a couple days ago, and we'll pitch again in the next couple days. Anthony Bass coming back from injury, Casey Kelly, Eric Stoltz. So we can beat you with volume, and now we want to see who the best players are in order to take North, or I guess you'd say take West with us. So those competitions are full go. Some of those guys could be factors in the bullpen, and we're happy with where the competition is right now. We got to be very careful not to make every start be the last start that we evaluate on. This is a longer view of who we want to take with us.
And when you talk about Cashner, and that is a positive, coming back almost earlier than you guys expected, does he have enough time to get to that opening day if he is a starter?
Yeah, it'll be close. I think he's an incredible athlete, and certainly didn't look rusty when he pitched the other day. He threw against the Cubs, and we always love pitching guys against their former teams and testing that out. So he was in the upper 90s right away. He had no residual effect to the accident that happened in the winter. So he's cutting it close, and we're certainly going to know that we have a 6-month season ahead, 162 games. We want to get into the playoffs. So we have a longer view of what we're trying to get out of Andrew Cashner, not just try to get him ready for April 1st and beyond.
Well, you really have a dearth, I dare say, of power arms, especially in the low minors. Some of the young men that we've had a chance to see since being down here in spring. I know you don't like to overplay your hand, but you have to be proud of what you've got down there.
Well, velocity is always something that catches people's attention, whether at the major league level all the way down to A-ball. And, arm strength is good, and when you're talking about a major league player, you often see that power be supplemented with execution. When you're talking about the minor leagues, those power arms, you're trying to teach them execution. So we'll see how it all pans out. I do know that the more you have, the better you feel, and we're pretty happy with our the back end of our rotation, whether they're pitch makers, touch feel, sinker, slider, power arms. We're going to take a long variety of guys that to get through a major league season and make us successful.
AJ, there's surplus, and you love building those arms especially. How do you really break it down by giving guys more opportunity and rushing some guys, but also pulling the reins back a little bit on others? Is that
right?
Your experiences you had behind the plate as a catcher, and also the communication with the front office? Yeah,
it's always interesting. Timing, the players often let you know when they're ready and when they're not ready, and some of that can be easily seen by whether it's strikes, whether it's execution of game plan, the development of second and third and fourth pitches. Other guys, do need to be thrown in the deep end of the water and teach themselves how to swim. So, the better the stuff, the more they're to be able to overcome maybe a quicker rise into the major leagues. And then ultimately, the bottom line about young pitching or young players when they get to the big leagues is they're never guaranteed to be ready. There are things you can't replicate in the minor leagues when you have a third deck, when you have 40, 50,000 fans screaming, you have your major league coaching staff fine-tuning your game plan. I mean, there is an adjustment that has to be made by every player, regardless of position, regardless of age, once they get to the big leagues.
So we may get a chance to see some of those young players you're talking about who, by interest of their background, I think may have that opportunity to handle the big league level a bit. I'm thinking of a guy, Brian Adams, who is a wide receiver at the University of Kentucky. So he's played on those Saturdays in front of 30, 40,000 people. Maybe that's an interesting additive when you look for makeup and ingredients.
Absolutely. We like athletes, and we can find them in a lot of different ways.
That is going to do it for the Angels and their half of the second inning. AJ Hinch going to ask him to stick around. Hopefully he'll be able to join us here for the bottom half of the inning. That's coming up. A run in the first, and that's where we stand here in the bottom of the second as Kyle Blanks prepares to lead things off against the right-hander Joe Blanton. Boy, it's just a goofy ending to the top half of the inning. We scored it 9-6.
They're not going to put those clips on a Tom Amansky video.
This is one of those odd, almost how you do it things, but you get out where you can, I guess. It's just a goofy deal. Boy, Kyle Blanks.
We practiced that play.
Of course you do. A.J. Hinch, the assistant general manager, picking us up again for the back half of the inning. Yeah, that's exactly as the backfields are full of plays like that being diagrammed.
Right. That's a that's a field 2 special for Glenn Hoffman fungo drill.
Yes.
So you have to be ready for everything.
It's also a discussion for tomorrow morning's meeting and having fun with it.
Kyle Blanks, the roller, Blanton off his back foot. Not in time. It'll read as a line drive in the box score tomorrow as Kyle Blanks continues his hot hitting. Boy, what a spring from Blanks, AJ.
Yes, it is, and it's nice to see him on the field consistently and playing multiple positions, and he's got a quiet presence about him, but he looks under control. His swing looks a little bit better than last season before he got hurt, and I think he looks around and knows he's been in this organization a long time. He sees where we're at, and he's trying to find a place to contribute, and he's not forgotten. He's a factor into what we're doing, and like I said, performance matters in spring training. It matters more in season, and he's going to find his way at some point to Petco again to help us out.
AJ, surprisingly, you see Blanks in the first inning, that 3-6-3 double play. He's athletic out there, and for a guy that's really a reserve, unless there's injuries, that's pretty impressive. You can put him in left, you can put him at first base, you can give guys breathers. He's also showing defensively as well.
Sure, part of building this roster, and Josh talks about this all the time, is providing Buddy as many options as possible, and the players do that, right? We try to acquire players that fit the puzzle and can play in multiple positions, and you'll see Alexi Amarista play center field a lot in spring training. He's played short, he's played second. Cody Ransom's getting a look as a utility player. He's moving around the field. We've had talks of Logan Forsythe seeing time in the outfield. Guzman's played a little bit of first, a little bit of left. So, when you're in a National League ballpark and Buddy's making decisions on the fly from about the 5th inning on, he has to have confidence and have trust that player is going to go out there and perform at the Major League level. And no better time than to get some extra work than here in camp.
Another guy having a nice spring is Nick Hundley. Great to see after his well-documented struggles last season. He's hitting very well this spring, but it kind of brings up the larger question I was asking you before that ridiculous double play to end the last half of the inning, and that is, as I'll take another pause, as this time Hundley continues the hot hitting, he'll find left field and just a rocket in there, Mark.
We talked about some of the adjustments Nick Hundley's making. A very athletic stance, but now he's handling the ball in a little bit. I like the adjustments he's made, and his lower half is working throughout the baseball. You're seeing that ball come off his bat differently. This is a year that he's building confidence in spring training, and when it comes to opening day, he needs to build that confidence during the season as well.
Here's Travis Buck. Spent a little time with Houston last season at 216. Then he's also having a very productive spring training. He'll take a hack at the first offering from Blanton. So at second and third, AJ, you get a chance to look at a guy like Travis Buck.
Yeah, you got to put him in a position, you want as many positions as possible to test him. Buddy talks about every day, like every day's a test. And certainly what's interesting about Travis Buck, he went to Arizona State here, was highly drafted, highly thought of, and he's actually made 6 consecutive opening day rosters. So he's got experience, and now he's trying to find his niche and become more of a major league regular than he is an insurance policy.
So Blanton will retire Buck, and the point I'm trying to get out and ask you about is when we saw a guy like Nick Hundley or Kyle Blanks, these multi-sport athletes, what do you think of that as you're evaluating talent? Does it enter in the makeup or just pure athleticism?
More on the athleticism side, and then certainly the football players come with a little different edge to them. And I think we talk so often about versatility. We talk a lot about athleticism. We talk a lot about competitiveness, things that are needed through a 162 game burn. It's not an overly intense game except for very short spurts of time. So the more opportunities those guys have had to hone that competitiveness, the better.
It's getting a little dicey out there in the infield for the Angels. A bouncer to Callaspo at third. Looked like he'd have an easy play, but in the end, Kyle Blanks would score, and they do get an out of it.
Well, with the runner advancing and trying to score at home, Callaspo speeds up a little bit. Then he understands Nick Hundley's off too much at second base. There's a rundown. We're seeing everything today when it comes to baseball. I don't know if it's solid baseball, the things that you want to see every day, but that's something that you have to do. You have to understand when you're a base runner, you have to make those adjustments and understand what they're trying to do out there.
Yeah, no one guarantees perfect baseball in spring, right, Sweens?
Exactly. You got to iron things out. You know, the one thing I want to ask you too, AJ, you've seen a lot of guys, you manage the ball club in the big leagues with Arizona. Buddy puts people in positions to play against his ex-teams. You see a lot of guys playing. Is that by design?
You know, we joke about it, but there is a little bit of an edge to you when you play against your former team. And, I was traded once and went from Oakland to Kansas City, and the next time I went to the Oakland Coliseum, it mattered a little extra, right? And every game is very important, but there's something about seeing your former teammates and friends. So, we joke about it being a makeup test, a little bit of a put you in an uncomfortable situation, because when you're playing in front of friends and family, playing in front of ex-teammates, it's a little different element.
Daniel Robertson, and he's got wheels, folks. He's worth a watch. He'll pull up at third with an easy triple. Just a rocket into right field, and if it gets past an outfielder, that's what Robertson can bring. Buddy Black kind of high him, and great to have AJ Hinch, the assistant general manager, to give us a look at what we're seeing.
Well, what a swing. He lets the ball travel a little bit, hits it where it's pitched. This is a baseball player, and check out the wheels. And he's styling. He's got the armbands. He's got everything going. But this young man, the people are excited to talk about him in the organization. What a nice swing, letting that ball travel. He's got a little style to him, too, doesn't he?
He does. No, he does. He plays with a little charisma, as we call it, and has a little chip on his shoulder. He's pretty well-rounded with how he plays and brings a lot of energy. He's one of the more talkative guys we'll bring over and plant in Buddy's clubhouse, but certainly contributing in front of the Major League coaching staff's a big deal.
Clayton Richard fisted there, foul. Richard took a nice hack on his first swing this afternoon, and
he might hear about that one a little bit.
A handful of bees right there.
This is what I love about him. He's smiling in the dugout. He knows he's going to get some ribbing when he gets in there. I don't think he even brought two bats out here.
No.
Some pitchers will come out with one. Hey, I'm only going to get one at bat.
I'm probably going to bunt.
Can I borrow somebody's? And the best part of Clayton Richard, he's strong enough to use any type of bat that's in there.
Well, RBI situation for Clayton Richard.
Did you ever let a pitcher use your bat?
Yeah, I mean, it didn't matter to me because I used everyone else's bat as well.
You, AJ?
Absolutely. You have to build friendships when you're a catcher now. You can't turn them down.
And that'll do it for the Padres as Clayton Richard punches out. AJ, great to see you. Thanks for the time. Really do appreciate it. Daniel Robertson getting it going for the Padres, and we see a one-run margin for San Diego. Welcome back to the Peoria Sports Complex. Padres up in this one, 2-1. Folks, want to remind you, stick around. Got a lot of great stuff to bring you this afternoon. Want you to take part in our Blog Fest. Fans' voices taking over the game. The bloggers are invading in the 5th and the 7th innings. They'll be with our Megan Levy, and you can take part in the conversation. Go ahead and use hashtag #BlogersTakeover. Share your comments. You'll hear from them. Nice enough to join us. Again, that's in the 5th and the 7th innings. Today's ball game. Just had AJ Hinch in the booth. Well, he's always candid and so knowledgeable and so experienced in the game. Great to have a little bit of time with him as Andrew Romine leads things off for the Angels. This is going to be Richard's 26th pitch of the day, and has thrown first pitch strikes to 7 of the 9 hitters he's faced.
That's so important. You know, he wants to pound the strike zone. He wants to get quick outs.
A roller to J.D. Valdez and go across to Kyle Blanks. 1 down. Let's check in again with Laura McKeeman. Hi, Laura.
Hey, Mike, and check out Chase Headley's glove. He's debuting his glove from last season for the first time this spring. And as he was going out there, he was kind of looking at it, telling it to work for him. He said he hasn't tested it out yet, so today is the time to do that. But, hey, it should do good things for him, right? He won a Gold Glove with this thing.
The guy knows a thing or two about how to pick it out there. He had 10 errors last season.
Well, that's something you sleep with. Never even experienced even close to having a Gold Glove, but what a great year by Chase. And when you do things offensively and you're known around the league, you're going to get that reputation that defensively he's gobbling everything.
Mike Trout laces one down the right field line, and he is off to the races again. A hard driving base running effort. So he has a triple in the first and now a double in the third.
Well, these numbers don't matter, but check out the swing that he has, letting that ball travel like I talked about earlier. It's essential when you're driving the ball the other way, but how much he has behind that. Strong hands, nice approach, and he's head first sliding in both bags to second and third today.
A lot like Bryce Harper saying they only have one speed, and I guess at that age, you can.
You know, Mike, you bring up Bryce Harper. I mean, this basically from the National League and American League, these are the two guys that Major League Baseball wants to anoint as the next coming. And they've shown it. Both guys have not played a full year in the big leagues, and already they've been all-stars. And their credentials are definitely there.
Close, but no cigar for Alberto Callaspo. He doubled in the first.
You can see Chase, that first step, getting over there, protecting the line. Chase makes a lot of things look easy over at third base. It's far from it.
The 0-2 to Callaspo. Fouled away. Callaspo pressed it into service early and often for the Angels. You notice Eric Ibar is not in the lineup. He is taking part in the World Baseball Classic, so Andrew Romine is in there. But Callaspo bounced around the infield, 29-year-old journeyman.
Well, if you're Mike Scioscia and you're at home and you're devising lineups, coming up with them, this basically is it. Without Ibar, like you talked about, Mike, this is their opening day lineup. Whether it's a DH for Pujols, Trumbo at first, it's a powerful lineup, especially led by Mike Trout at the top of the order. I don't know how much he's going to be. That's the third. He's the third hole hitter, but he's leading off. That's a luxury for the Angels.
Mike Scioscia says that it seems like every other day when he sees Trout, he just gets bigger and stronger. And you see him out here today, and maybe faster is part of that equation too. Ball nubbed over to second base. Galvez over to Blanks with a second out. Bring up Albert Pujols. Pujols took a while to get started for the Angels last year. Ice cold virtually for the first month and a half of the year, and then became Albert Pujols again, finishing the year at 285 with 30 home runs and 105 runs driven in.
Well, he's going to put up the numbers. But for the Angels last year in April, 8 wins. Talked about the Padres' struggles in April. The expectations were there for the Angels to win and win now, because that's what Albert Pujols does to that lineup. A lot of pressure for the Angels to win this year.
Well, some people think Texas is a little depleted. Maybe that'll help the Angels' cause. Albert Pujols with 2 outs will lift this one deep into right center field. It does not have the distance, as Daniel Robertson will haul it in at the track, and that will do it for the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. Stick around. Chase Headley is due up. San Diego is brought to you by Sycuan Casino. Get away for the day at the close and friendly Sycuan Casino, celebrating 30 years of gaming in San Diego. Jeff Decker will lead things off here, bottom of the 3rd inning against Joe Blanton. Lifts this one just short of the dugout. Alberto Callaspo will put it away for the first out, and the Padres' 3rd. It'll bring up Jeudy Valdez. Both pitchers have been pretty efficient so far this afternoon. Blanton making his 2nd start of the spring. Clayton Richard the same.
That was dirty. We give it to someone else.
Last year's Silver Slugger, Chase Headley, on deck.
We talked about setting the bar for Chase Headley last year, having a tremendous second half. How he responds to that. So important to get off to a good start. Looks good here in spring training.
Valdez was signed in 2005 out of the Dominican Republic. Bounce this one to Callaspo, who cannot glove it. Trout will flip it in, and Valdez is aboard to set it up for Chase Headley.
They talk about the hot corner, throwing his hands, hitting a hard ground ball to 3rd. Eats up Callaspo down there at 3rd base. Not an easy position.
So it makes a guy like Chase Headley so valuable, I'm sure. You get the offense, but then when you get turned into Gold Glove performance, put you in some rarefied air. Right up there when you talk David Wright. And the list is lean after that.
Well, you don't really have a lot of surplus like you talked about, Mike, at third base and also the catching position. I love the fact that the Padres held on to Chase Headley.
A nice turn by Mark Trumbo at first, and that will do it for the Padres in their half of the inning. A sparkling defensive play snubs out any shot at offense.
Nobody does.
Fourth inning at the Peoria Sports Complex. Good friends, apparently. Semi-bitter rivals. It's always good to have a buddy in the stands who's pulling for the other team. Makes the day interesting. Gorgeous day for baseball in the mid-80s. Nice and calm is the weather. Mark Sweeney, Lauren McKeeman, Megan Levy, Mike Pomeranz with you. This midday ball game. Josh Hamilton against Clayton Richard. And rolls the first pitch over for the first out of the inning. Dave Roberts, the first base coach, an outfield helper extraordinaire, is with us. Hey, David.
Hey, thanks for having me, boys.
It's great to see you. Got a couple of different faces in the lineup today. What's working out for you in spring training, and what's the mindset here as we get to the midway point?
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, it's a longer camp than we're used to, so I think that, basically just trying to keep the energy up, and, Buddy's done a nice job kind of filtering guys, and today, so far, the player of the game's been Daniel Robertson, from the minor leagues, but, when you lose Cameron Maben and, Will Venable and Carlos Quinton for, week to 10 days, and it kind of changes the dynamic a little bit, and we're running certain guys out there a little bit more than we'd like.
Yeah, Dave, you talk about the energy and what Buddy does. The whole staff does that. We've been around you guys long enough to know that. And that's the type of player you were. Is that what you want to instill, and especially in your outfielders and also your base runners?
Yeah, I think so. I think that if there's energy, then the focus is there, and I think that, you drags on a little bit. So we've given guys, some days and shortened some batting practice and things like that. But I think, starting with Buddy and our coaching staff, trying to impose energy on these guys. And, we've seen good baseball up to this point.
Here's Mark Trumbo. Dave, when we look at a kid like Daniel Robertson or Jeff Decker, Travis Buck, the lineup you have out there, you get a chance, I would imagine, to assess some of the guys who may be able to help you mid-season. How much does that help you in this spring training?
Yeah, it helps a lot. And I think that, for me, when you mention names like that, I think the first person that comes to mind for me is Kristen Orphan. I remember a few years ago when Dino came to us, and he was a guy that was really trying to find himself as a major leaguer and kind of bought into the Padre way. And, less than a month later into his AAA season, he came up here to help us. And, he hasn't looked back ever since. So the opportunities are there. And, we're really trying to assess these guys and see how they can help the Padres, at the major league level.
Dave, last year, the second half especially, you guys had that identity as a ball club. How do you go about that going into spring training and keeping that momentum leading up to those important games in April?
Yeah, absolutely, Swings. It's imperative. It's one of those things you want to talk about the momentum we had in August and September, but also kind of, let guys know. And I think that there's also talk in the clubhouse that, a little bit of a sense of urgency in April because we got to get off to a good start.
A joke even saying that you're an outfield helper extraordinaire. Clearly you handle the coaching staff and remarkably well from that perspective, and you get to see and work with so many talented athletes. We talked to AJ Hinch about looking for some of these great athletes in college, multi-sport players. Do you like getting guys who have experience in other sports? Does that help as an outfielder?
I think it helps as a baseball player. I mean, regardless if you're, a pitcher or an outfielder or an infielder, I think for me, I think this day and age guys are playing one sport more and more, I think. But when we kind of grew up, we played, all three sports, the big three. And I think for me, there's different skill sets and different mindsets that I think that all kind of help, make you a better baseball player.
Here's Howie Kendrick with an out. Clayton Richard looking like Clayton Richard. As Buddy had said he was going to work on a few things. Boy, when you're setting the outfield and working with your guys behind Clayton Richard, I assume you tell him, hey, be ready. He works quickly. What else do you tell him?
That's it. Clayton's a guy you love to play behind. He throws strikes and works quick, and, he cares. And to play defense behind a guy like that, it just makes it fun.
Dave, I want to talk to you about the base running. That's an offensive weapon that this ball club definitely needs. They have to create runs, especially at Petco Park. Different mindset this year that you want to do, or is it's something that you want to get these guys more and more aggressive on the base paths?
Yeah, it's funny, under Buddy's watch of 7 years and me being here my third year and 1 year as a special assistant, kind of seeing the culture kind of come to what it is right now and having a lot of the same guys in place where, the way our philosophy is kind of in place, so everyone's bought into that. So when you get, even Jeff Decker, who's been around the organization for 4 or 5 years, and all these different guys that are doing the same thing, now we can just continue to build on it. But the foundation's there. Guys run the base and understand it's an important part of what we need to do.
2 outs. Peter Borges puts a charge into this one to left field, to the wall, and gone. For Borges, that is his first home run of the spring, and it comes on an 0-1 pitch. Clayton Richard.
I'm going to have to put this one on our center fielder right there, guys. I'm sorry to interject, Swings, but Cam Maven a little bit earlier was talking about, he just bunts too much, and, his next at bat, he goes deep against us. So we're going to put that one on Cam.
Well, you got to do that for sure.
That's kangaroo court material.
It is. Big advocate of kangaroo court, finding these guys for changing the game.
Dave, you don't strike me as the kind of guy who's been fined too many times.
Oh, my goodness. I've paid my fair share to the court. But, it's all in good fun. And I went to the team party at the end of the year, so it was money well spent.
Dave, you talked about your third year. Are you having fun out there? Are you enjoying it as much as you have?
I am. I love it. I love coming to the ballpark every single day and, trying to be a teacher. You get guys that want to get better, want to learn, and come with enthusiasm. It's great. And honestly, Swings, I sleep a lot better not having to worry about Kurt Schilling or Randy Johnson or Pedro Martinez.
Yeah, and it's also important, too, when you're sleeping in your own bed. And for a lot of coaches, sometimes that's not necessarily the case. But a big family guy, you got 2 beautiful children, the wife, and being in San Diego, how important is that to you?
Here's Chris Iannetta. He'll go the other way, and it will not be enough. Dave Roberts, we thank you so much for the time, buddy, as always.
You guys are the best. I appreciate it.
It's a pleasure to have you, my friend. Dave Roberts, great job as always. But tough one for the Angels, but they will not get a run on this one as Jeff Decker will keep it in the ballpark. Nick Hundley coming up.
Some
Fourth inning for the Peoria Sports Complex. A gorgeous day for baseball. The bloggers are joining us as we open up the inning. It'll be Kyle Blanks against Joe Blanton. They are in pole position. They're taking over the broadcast with our Megan Levy. And they'll be joining us in the fifth and in the seventh innings. Your fans' voices will be heard. And you can go ahead and take part in that conversation as Kyle Blanks bounces to third base for the first out of the Padre half of the fourth. Pitching coach Darren Balsley is with us. Darren, great to see you.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate you coming on and spending a little time with us. But Clayton Richard looks like what we'd expect from Clayton Richard a couple of starts into the season.
Yeah, you know what? He's struggled a little bit with his arm position. It's a little bit low, and when Clayton gets his hand on top of the ball and throws downhill, you guys seen what he can do. So looking for some more ground balls and a little more consistency, but he's right on track. He's going to go one more for us.
You know, Darren, we talked to Bud Black earlier in the day, and he talked about that arm side run that he has and just elevating that baseball on his arm side. Adjustments you make there, is it just arm slot or is it something else?
I think it's actually something he may be able to work out in playing long toss. Get him away from the bullpen for maybe a one-side session and let him play a little bit of long toss and get his arm up and let him get through the baseball, and he should be able to do that.
You know, and with that, you say a good point, because, you know, working hard is not something that he struggles with. How do you temper that down, and, you know, with the relationship you've had with him?
Well, there's trust. He has a lot of trust in all our coaches. So with Clayton, whatever you ask him to do, he gets it done. And we might go on a little bit different route his next side session to try some new things. But this did happen last spring also. And it's just a matter of building up his arm strength and getting him throwing the ball downhill, which he does well.
Darren, aside from Clayton and Edinson Volquez, how do you feel about how the rotation and the possible candidates there shaping up this spring?
Throwing real well as of late. We have a lot of guys vying for that number 5 spot, and they've really picked up here as of late. It's a definite competition, a true competition in every sense of the word. We have about 6 guys fighting for that spot, and they've been putting up good numbers. So hopefully that continues and makes us have a difficult decision at the end of spring.
And that competition's fun too. You know, it's not fun for those guys, but you know, I know your personality. You like that kind of stuff.
Love it. I mean, I like competition in any way, shape, or form, and I think the majority of these guys do also. So it's fun for them. It's a little stressful because they know there's not too many jobs left, but you see the best in the guys when there is a competition going on.
Who in your mind has been the biggest surprise of spring?
You know, we've had a few of them, and I'm going to say they haven't really been surprises because we knew they were pretty good coming in. So not so much on the surprise side, but been intrigued and been pleased with a lot of them.
Tyson Ross, big arm for you coming over from Oakland, and I know you like Robbie Erlin. A couple of young guys in Quackenbush, Stites, giving you a look.
Right? Yeah, well, hey, Tyson does have that big arm. He got up to 98 miles an hour last time. Quack and Stites are young kids who have pretty much proved they have what it is to pitch in the big leagues, good fastballs. And the thing I've been impressed with the majority of these guys is their mound presence. It's extremely good. They've been coached well by the minor league coaches. They know what it takes to pitch in the minor leagues. Our development people have done a really good job with them.
Darren Balsley, the pitching coach of the Padres. Thanks so much for joining us. That will do it for the Padres. Always great to spend some time with Darren. Bloggers and the fans take over in the next half of the inning. Stick around.
Back to Peoria, Arizona. It is the top of the 5th inning. Angels leading the Padres 3-2. And I am here with the bloggers. That's right. It's time for the bloggers to take over the broadcast. We are joined by 5 of San Diego's finest bloggers. They're going to talk to us about everything as if we were in their living room. We're going to talk about stats and history and some fun stories and, of course, everything that's going on in the field today. All right, guys, first we've got David. David, introduce yourself.
David from Padres Public, Vocal Minority SD on Twitter. On the Vocal Minority section, we specialize in rabble-rousing, essentially.
My name is Brady Phelps, and we've got our first out of the inning with Lob Shots, which is at Lob Shots on Twitter. And I specialize in pop culture and all sports, not just baseball and Padres.
Jeff Young at Padres Public. I'm at Duck Snorts on Twitter. I focus on analysis, statistics, and history, pretty much everything.
And I'm Rick with RJ's Pro, and RJ's Pro is my hashtag, and yeah, I specialize in promotions.
I'm Mike from Padres Public as well. I write the section called Padres Trail. I'm one of those knuckleheads who has an underscore in his handle, so it's Padres_Trail. I do a lot of light sabermetrics, fun sabermetrics, stuff that won't intimidate you, and a little bit of history and other things that come up as appropriate.
All right, well, these 5 guys are here. We're going to have some fun. We're taking over your broadcast. Guys, we've scored 2 innings here in this game, and, the Padres are actually leading the NL in total bases. How much faith do you put in these spring training stats?
I would think a lot of faith because, honestly, Mike Trout here alone today, he's probably caught up with the Padres just by himself.
Are you a Mike Trout fan? It seems like you might have a crush on him.
He just makes it look so easy out there.
All right, well, I could see that. And speaking of crushes, I heard you guys all have a Chase Headley crush. Could you please describe that a little more for us?
It's unhealthy.
He needs to stay in San Diego. He needs to stay in San Diego. They need to find a way to sign him and keep him here for the long term.
It's funny that you bring up actually Mike Trout with Chase Headley, because I think that one thing as Padre fans, whether we like to admit it or not, nobody wants to trade Chase Headley. Everybody wants him to stay, and I think that management would be in a lot of trouble if they got rid of Chase. We're still licking our wounds from Adrian Gonzalez and Jake Peavy, and literally, unless you traded him straight up for Mike Trout, I think that everybody would be livid. We can't get rid of Chase. He's finally coming into his own. He was a superstar last year, and he's got to do it a few more years, and that's what we're hoping he does.
I mean, he's getting a bobblehead this year. Aren't one of you a bobblehead specialist?
Yeah. He's had a bobblehead before, though. But this one, it's got a silver bat.
Yeah.
And a beard, too. A beard.
The other thing about Headley that a lot of people may not realize is that he only needs about 85 more games to become the all-time leader in games played at third base in Padres franchise history. So, that would be pretty sweet to see that happen.
And if you missed it on the field just now, that was a pretty incredible pirouette by Kyle Blanks to Clayton Richard for the out.
Nice.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. Kyle Blanks, for as big as he is pretty athletic.
Yeah, I don't think he's that big. I mean, he's approximately 6'20". So standing next to Dave Roberts, he looks like an absolute giant of a human being. So you're right, he is pretty athletic for his size. And he proved earlier he had some wheels when he made it down to first.
He looks like a beautiful gazelle.
Yes, definitely.
Well said.
Yeah, I'm sure Gazelle and Blanks always go together.
Do we think he's going to stay with the club here when they break camp? Is he going to be a guy who's going to be on the 25-man?
That's a fair ball.
On the line, Pujols, but it looks like it's going to be 2.
Pujols, there he goes. He's running in a diaper.
Giving it the old spring training effort there.
Yeah, he does that in August, too.
My goodness.
Cardinals fans love him.
This is going to shock you guys, but Mike Trout just scored another run.
Shocking.
Yeah.
Shocking.
Yep, and away goes Pujols. Yeah, his diaper got too bunched up, and we've got a pinch runner coming in the game. This is perfect.
It's a little too warm to run out there today.
I think it's number 104 replacing him.
This is what you get from a blogger broadcast, folks. Yeah, number 3. So Babe Ruth is now at second base. That's wonderful.
He's got the stirrups.
I don't remember him getting traded to the Anaheim team here.
Yeah, I missed that on the
when
list.
When is that? That's weird.
I heard he died.
Really?
Yeah.
Awkward how that works.
This is news to me.
Josh Hamilton is up, who is a pretty incredible player in and of itself, but he has been hitting tiny little dribblers down to the right side, and I got to think that he's going to put some power behind this one because the law of averages, right?
He's due.
Although the sun is out and he does have blue eyes.
I don't think the sun is out. It's only 150 right now. It's ridiculous.
As you can tell by the sweat just dripping off of us right now.
Down our
I don't know. I
faces.
can't see the sun.
Thank you for tuning in to Sweating with the Bloggers.
There you go. You just dropped a Richard Simmons reference.
We're going to make a
didn't you?
workout video next.
No one wants to see that.
Yeah. Yeah, so Hamilton's up, and he's been hitting dribblers, but I really think that Hamilton's going to have a monster year. I think he's going to come into his own here when he's got Pujols and Trout in the lineup, and, you know, guys like this, these are the type of guys. Yeah, he just freaking raked.
Come on, make a play. Oh,
That's
Great.
Brady just
Thanks,
called.
Brady.
I'm not going to say that I called it, but I called it. Hamilton with a stand-up double. And Babe Ruth just scored after pinch running for Albert Pujols. So another run for the Angels. Wonderful.
Oh, and that's it for John. Oh, no, he's taking off his elbow thing. We think that the Angels have the best lineup in the American League this year going in?
Well,
offensive?
healthy right now.
Yeah.
The Yankees sure aren't competing with them, that's for sure. So, yeah, I think they've got a pretty... I mean, man, anytime... I literally could not believe when I saw that Hamilton, Trout, and Pujols and Trumbo were all going to be in the same lineup. And that's the type of thing that makes Padre fans just really salivate, you know? Like, the idea of having a whole bunch of Chase Headleys in our lineup is just... Like, we can't even comprehend it. It blows our mind. And that's why
I'm even okay with
I
just
don't even know
keeping
if we
one
can
in the
handle
lineup.
that.
Well, hey, but you know, if Jed Jerko takes over at second base,
There we go.
there's
This is
another
coming
bat.
to us.
Oh,
Yeah, it's all us.
heads up.
All over this.
This is really dramatic.
He's just short.
It's okay. We're okay.
We're all fine. Thank you for your concern.
We're good. We're
Yeah,
good.
no harm.
I had to hold Rick back here. I think a dive on that one.
I was screaming.
Cut by the gentleman
Yeah, you know.
in the Michael Young jersey.
Yeah, it's always nice to see Ranger fans at an Angels-Padres game. Kyle Blakes didn't make an effort for that ball, by the way, which was 40 feet into the stands.
So I know he's not playing right now, but what do you guys think of Jed Jerko spring?
I'm excited to see this guy. I mean, you know, he's hit everywhere he's gone. Still a little bit new to the second base position, but I mean, I'd love to see the guy get a shot. We drafted him. Let's get him out there and let's do it.
Yeah, I agree. You know, what better time than now?
He's got to get a shot. We got to have Jerko out there. I love not only saying the word Jerko, but I got to have him out there. I think he's one of the bright spots of this coming season, and I'm really excited to see him out there. I think it would be a shame if hey, that's an out.
Yep,
that's
that's
going to end the inning. We get 2 runs.
All right, we've got the Angels leading the Padres 5-2. The bottom of the 5th coming up when we come back. Arizona, the Angels leading the Padres 5-2 here in the bottom of the 5th. We've got the bloggers taking over the broadcast, and we want you to join the conversation. Tweet us with the hashtag BloggersTakeover. All right, guys, bottom of the 5th, what are you thinking?
I think we need to score some runs. It's baseball 101, right? Score more runs than the other guy. And I think
helps.
that's what we need to do.
It does help.
I think that it's a little bit long of a hashtag if you guys want to get involved in the social media, but we're real confident you guys can spell.
That ball
We've got an infield
went
fly.
a long way up.
Super high up in the air, and Trumbo came down with it. Trumbo is a beast of a man. He's huge.
Your man crush is really evident right now.
Well, it's crazy that they have so many good people in their lineup. I want so many good people in our lineup. I hope Carlos Quentin stays healthy. Like that's one of my dreams for this season because he has the ability to become a monster in this lineup, I think, and you just got to stay healthy. Do you guys think he can do it?
Love to see it, but dream is a good word at this point.
I think it's only been, 2 seasons where he played more than 125 games?
Yeah, the track record's pretty rough, but boy, when he's in the lineup, he does make a difference.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Baseball is a game of track records, and I don't always like that.
Yeah, we want to bring the field experience to the fans at home, and what they missed between innings was a fantastic race between a cup of soda and a tater tot and a hot dog.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, it was a shake, and the shake won. So
it was epic.
It was Sonic, so it was probably a slushy.
Yeah. A lot of Harlem Shake jokes are happening in the timeout, and I didn't like it one bit. I really wanted the tater tots to take home the victory. I got to say, though, there is something special about spring training games. There's something about, being this close to these players. I think all of us as fans, we have memories growing up that we've had of players that we've interacted with, and I think that spring training is one of the very few times where, you don't have to have these incredible, amazing seats to be able to get up close to your favorite players like you do at Petco. And here, the interaction it's unreal. It's so cool. It's such a cool experience. And I know I've had a ton of different experiences with players, but there are guys that over the years you grow to love, you grow to dislike strongly, because I don't like to use the word hate. But I remember one time that Jeff Cirillo was up to bat. I think he was with the Brewers. He had already been with the Padres. He came up to bat, and I was sitting behind home plate. That's a ground ball to third, and it's an easy out. And that's Robertson, right? He's been making some incredible plays out in right field, by the way. Robertson has been diving around like a little maniac, and I think that the book says he's 5'8". I'm not positive, the program, but I'm taking the under on 5'2".
They're fudging the numbers a little bit.
Just a little. That is maybe the smallest man I've ever seen in baseball, outside of Eddie Geidel back for the Browns, which was a publicity stunt. But back to Cirillo. So Cirillo's up to plate. He's playing for the Brewers. He's actually doing pretty well for the Brewers. When he was with the Padres, I just thought he was awful. And so being a fan, I was just heckling him. I was calling him a coward and saying mean things that I probably shouldn't have been saying, but I was a few rows back. So he heard.
Hey, that's what he said. With a base hit.
Base knock.
You don't see that every day. All right.
The legend of John Baker.
Yeah,
Baker.
awesome. It's growing. It's growing.
Right. No Chips reference.
Man Bear Wolf on Twitter.
Man Bear Wolf, that's right. That's a great Twitter handle.
He does not use it.
Yeah,
but
he hasn't tweeted in a couple years. I don't get it. So anyway, Cirillo's up to bat. Cirillo, I'm heckling him like crazy. He takes a cut and just hits a bomb, goes yard. Spins around, and I'm like so defeated that the guy I'd just been heckling just went yard. And as he crosses home plate, he points directly at me and my buddy Andrew. And I immediately just started cracking up because he heard us heckling him and he hit a home run because of us. And at least that's what I like to think. So
you should have been heckling him the entire time he was a Padre.
I know, that's what I thought, because he was so bad when he was with the Padres, and then all of a sudden he comes back and he starts hitting home runs on us. So, that's the kind of experience. I love him now. Like, now I love Jeff Cirillo, even though I hated him when he was a Padre, because he wasn't very good, if memory serves. Jeff, you could probably correct me.
He had a rough time here. Well, it's funny because, stuff like that seems to happen. I rember when Joe Randa played for the Padres.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, well, I have to get a Randa reference in there. And then, I was at that game when Chris Young was throwing the no-hitter, and then Joe Randa, of all people, hits the home run in the 9th inning, and it's like, dude.
Come back to get you.
Where was that?
I was actually at the game at Wrigley Field when Chris Young started throwing haymakers with Derek Lee. No joke. I was sitting in the first base line, a couple rows up, and it was amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Neither one of those men, which are each coming at about 7'4", even landed a punch. It was just giant swings and benches clearing, and then nothing happened, which is pretty much the opposite of what happened with the Canada-Mexico brawl in the WBC, which was a pretty legit fight. I don't know if you guys all saw, but it was good. There was serious punches being thrown, and that's not something you usually see.
And see Ed Whitson running around without a shirt in somebody else's pants, so it's not that good of a fight.
Tony Gwynn did not tackle anybody out on the field. No.
I miss the days when athletes looked that athletic, like Ed Whitson with his shirt
that's
off.
the inning with a ground out.
Like he was back in the...
All right, well, that is it for the 5th inning. And, guys, guess what? The response has been so good, we're taking over the 6th inning, too. That's right, we'll be back. Angels 5, Padres 2 from Peoria, Arizona. Peoria, Arizona. In case you missed the 5th inning, we've got the bloggers taking over the broadcast. That's right, they're talking to us as if they were in their own living room, which could be a good thing. All right, guys, reintroduce yourself for everyone at home, please.
David from Padres Public at Vocal Minority SD on Twitter.
I'm Brady Phelps. I'm with Lob Shots. Big Jim Carrey fan, as you can tell. Hey, there he is. Woo. Go Jim.
I'm Jeff Young at Padres Public. My Twitter handle is at Ducksnorts. Go Juan Eichelberger.
I'm Rick, also at Padres Public. I am at RJ's Pro and get to enjoy us a little bit longer now.
And I'm Mike from Padres Public. I write Padres Trail at Padres_Trail, and I'm 4 bobbleheads away from catching RJ's throw for Randy Jones bobbleheads.
Now, guys, we saw some players walk by, and you were all chatting it up as if you're best friends. Please explain.
Yeah, it's weird. I guess Will Venable loves Lob Shots. That's what he told me when he walked by. I think he has a fantastic body. I love watching him out in right field. And I'm happy that he reads the blog, you know. Made me smile on the inside.
Yeah. Will Venable provides us the first opportunity to give a shout-out to some of our Padres Public brethren, and
there's a lot of guys that are in Padres Public. You want to like 13 of you.
That could take a while.
That might be the 7th inning, too.
So
I'm a lone blogging wolf out here that's not Padres Public.
All of Avenging Jack Murphy's contact information to Mr. Venable. So
that's a fly ball to right field.
Out of our view.
There we go.
Hey, we caught it. The 5'2" Robertson caught the ball.
We already made Avenging
Couldn't
Jack
make the
Murphy's
throw
day.
at the second.
We already made Jack Murphy's day by mentioning Joe Rand.
Joe Rand, a single tear just dropped down his cheek right now.
That's what I'm here for.
That's a true
You
statement.
know, speaking of classic legendary Padres, the Padres tomorrow evening are playing the Netherlands team. Give them a little warm-up game before they head to the semifinals in San Francisco. And this time they're without Sir Eugene Kingsale on the roster.
One of the all-time Padre greats.
Sir Eugene.
Yeah, you guys are kind of weird. I don't even know who that is.
I don't either.
I think that's great. I heard the Netherlands has a great girls field hockey team, though.
Huh.
That's about all I
good to
know
know
about the Netherlands.
That's helpful.
Yeah, I'm really proud of myself for that comment, actually. And strong hit.
Oh, deep left.
Deep left center.
No problem.
Over the shoulder.
Nicely done.
This is working on meeting last year's home run total in today's game.
So, guys, you know, we're watching this game here, and who do you think will be in the opening day lineup? You know, like we said, spring training is great, but you really have to focus on the regular season. What do you see for that opening day lineup?
I definitely think Chase Headley's going to be in the lineup. I just want to offer my expertise, and I'll let you guys take it away.
Way to jump on that.
Yeah, I think Tim Stauffer might pitch, too. It's crazy, I know, but go ahead.
Seems in the opening day lineup, we're probably looking at Clayton Richard as the opening day starter.
Who did a
is
pretty good job
exciting
today after, he started out real poor when he got lit up by Trout, but then, you know, he settled down pretty good, I think, so I like Clayton.
We talked about having Jerko in the lineup at second. Do you think, I'd like to see Forsythe start the year at short, although I don't know how he's coming along with the foot injury he's sustained during spring training here.
Yeah, I'd love to see him. If he can handle the position on a full-time basis, that would be awesome, because he's got some good offensive skills. He can get on base and cause some problems.
Yeah, they talked about the idea of having him there, and I remember the idea of him being used as a super utility guy has been thrown out as well, but reporters such as the fabulous Corey Brock.
Hey, we love Corey Brock.
We love Corey here. And he really has mentioned that he hasn't done too much time in the during game situations, but he's gotten a few fly balls in the outfield, so I don't know if that plan's kind of petered out with Josh Burns and Buddy Black. I think it sounds like a good idea to though.
I think so. I think that it's funny that you referred to him as a super utility infielder. I feel like he should be wearing a cape with a title like that, which is...
Well, maybe he will. You don't know.
He just might. So this guy, Andrew Romine, right, is up to... He's 0 for 2, and we're hoping that he's going to ground into a double play right now. Last time I called a base hit, and this time I'm calling a double play.
That would be
There's
advantageous here.
This is going to be amazing.
Turn 2 anyway.
Incredible announcement.
That's some solid announcement.
It's going to be the first 4-out inning in the history of baseball. Actually, I bet you there have been 4 outs. I really have no idea what I'm talking about.
Although this could be historical.
That's right. It's already
Either way.
In my defense, we have a TV screen here that is black, so we can't see anything on it.
Yeah.
It's just a glare bomb. And then over here, I have a small little distraction right here as I try to look to the scoreboard over there, and the scoreboard does not even give player names, which is incredible. Everybody's name is Peoria. It's amazing.
It is on the screen.
It's on the bottom.
Well, now it is. It wasn't before. Just take it easy.
Lots of insight here, guys.
Brady's blind now, so
That's right. I'm blind, and there are now going to be 4 outs in this inning. It's going to be incredible. Really, really proud of myself. Is Jerko here, though? Because I would like to see him come out and play some second to finish this game out. It's a serious question.
I don't know if he's out here today.
I was pretty excited to.
I assume that he's here, like in the state of Arizona. Probably.
Oh, yeah, that's a good bet.
Yeah, maybe you're in America, somewhere on the complex.
Yeah.
Saw a lot of low numbers over in the backfields today, so we got a lot of high numbers over here on the roster, so I'm guessing he was probably getting some work in over there.
I think that's definitely one of my favorite things about spring training is just seeing dudes wearing jerseys in the upper 90s with no names on the back.
Yeah.
Which doesn't count if you're on the Angels because none of them have names on the back. But for the record, that would have been a double play.
Right.
Would have been a double play.
Nice.
More of the bloggers after this. And guys, we only needed 3 outs in that inning, not your 4 outs. Stay tuned to Fox Sports San Diego. Lead the Padres 5-2 in the bottom of the 6th inning, and the bloggers are taking over. We want to hear what you think about this. Join the conversation. Hashtag bloggers take over. I have to say, Brady, I just saw you heckling Albert Pujols. Is that correct?
I think heckling's a strong word.
It sounded like it.
I think that I spoke to him about his diapers. I don't think that's heckling at all. It's just kind of stating the facts. It looks like he has big saggy diapers on out there. It's kind of awkward. I also told Mike Trout that I'm in love with him in the awkward way. And I think that's a little weird. I want Chase Headley, I want you to know that I also love you. And a few other players, too, who, I can't give you all my secrets all at once.
Back off, Chase.
I know, I'm sorry. I'm fighting with a lot of man crushes here.
Easy there.
I apologize. All right, dudes.
We got big league by Albert, by the way.
Yeah, he didn't big league me. He looked at me and he showed me his pants. It was weird. I want to talk about who you guys, the smart bloggers, who you guys think is going to be in our starting rotation. Tell me, who's going to start? I know Stafford. I know Richard.
Are you sure about Stafford?
Yeah. Are you sure about that?
Yeah. Well, clearly I didn't. Maybe I'm smart.
Everybody jump on Brady.
That's right.
I think Stafford should be. I hope he is, man. I really do. I like Stafford, and I think Richard will be. My fear, unless he's listening, is that Freddie Garcia is going to be in our starting five.
I gotta say, I think Freddie Garcia could actually be a pretty decent dark horse guy if he can stay healthy. That guy's got a pretty good track record. Granted, much of that happened a long time ago, but when he's healthy, he can pitch. And I'm not expecting huge things from him, but I think he could actually do something.
Like a 30-win season, maybe?
Oh, yeah, at least. Easy.
As long as we're not expecting much.
Sure, yeah.
First time since '68 for a 30-win season, that would be outstanding.
Well, 30 in April. Then there's the whole rest of the season.
All right, who else?
We got to have a space for Edison Volquez. I think it's pretty clear he's going to start. He was our opening day starter last year. He's pitching right now for the Dominican Republic. He's doing okay, so I think he'll definitely be in the rotation as well.
Didn't he get lit up in the Dominican Republic?
He did what he did last year on opening day. He lost a little bit of control, had a bunch of walks, but after he settles down,
he's lights out on the mound. He's really good when he finds the strike zone.
Not that I saw it on the screen or on the board out there, but the PA announcer just told me that our boy Chase Headley is up the bat.
Yeah, and Judy Valdez just grounded to third for the first out.
Oh, well, hey.
You're all making little hearts with your hands when Chase came up to bat. I saw that.
Palpitations right now. If someone can come fan us a little bit, we're going to use lights and everything. And it sounds like Eric Stoltz has pretty much all got the 4th spot wrapped up. So realistically, it's that 5th spot, at least to start the season, that the guys are fighting over.
Oh, beat it out, Chase. Oh,
ground ball.
Unlucky.
Yeah, that's because Chase only wanted to ground out there.
So my dark horse candidate for the rotation, I saw a crafty lefty back there on the back fields.
Yeah, crafty lefty.
Yeah.
Is he on your shirt too?
He kind of had a big afro, and he looked pretty good back there. What do you guys think?
He no longer has an afro, but he does look good.
He looks good.
I got to tell you, man, there is something really special about seeing Randy Jones back in a Padres uniform.
Love it.
And seeing Randy with Trevor in a uniform. Like, it's really cool. It's two of the legends of Padres baseball, still in uniforms, coaching the young kids. Yeah. It's something special. Not to mention you got Dave Roberts coaching first. And
Andy Ashby was out here, too.
Yeah, that's right.
Mark Loretta was throwing batting practice this morning.
That's awesome.
So yeah, we're talking about guys trying to make the opening day roster, and we've got Kyle Blanks up to bat right now. And seems like, especially with Quentin's knee being a little bit in question right now, that certainly looks like a good possibility that he can make the opening day roster. But
you were projecting speculation and conspiracy theories on Quentin's knee. I think that it's fine. And
I hope so.
But if it's not, I mean, hey, if you got the 88 train, I like him. He's hitting popped him up, just a pop up over to second, maybe first.
Oh boy.
A lot of
I don't think he sees it. Oh, he got it.
Nice play.
He did get it.
All right. Well, that is it for the 6th inning. Don't worry, though. The Bloggers are coming back. We'll be back for the 7th inning. We've got the Angels with 5, Padres 2. Arizona, Padres taking on the Angels, and the Bloggers are here. We're taking over your broadcast for one more inning. If you want to join the conversation, hashtag Bloggers Takeover. We're having some fun. We're talking as if we were in one of their living rooms, talking everything from history to stories to what's going on in the field right now. And talking about what's going on in the field, you guys all just proclaimed your love for Chase as he walked by. He did wave. How did that make you feel?
You saw a wave?
I saw a wave.
To me, I actually saw him blowing a kiss our way.
Pardon me.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that.
I almost passed out.
That's true.
I noticed.
That's true. You're leaning on me. I had to hold him up.
I haven't really processed it yet. It'll kick in a couple of days. Wow.
We were pretty excited to see Mark Loretta walk by and have a little conversation with him. And then when Chase walked by, we completely forgot that Mark Loretta existed as a human being. So
we still love you, Mark.
Yeah, sorry about that.
We love you.
I like how you told when he said, "What's up?" He said, "You."
You.
For the record, that was Jeff that said that. Because we're hovering a good 30 feet over him, and he said, "You're up." What? Know what that means?
Oh, on the left.
Pretty strong hit out there.
And off the wall.
Off the wall. Easy stand-up double.
Easy double, right? Very nice.
All right. So it looks to me like are we going to be replacing anybody in the field? Was that like a huge shift that was on just now? Yeah. Broadcasting 101. Giant shift, and none of us noticed.
Analysis.
Yeah.
Right
Kyle
there.
Blanks is guarding the entire right side of the field, and all of us are like, sweet, we don't have a second baseman anymore. We have no clue what's going on.
It's big enough to cover the whole area.
That's the great thing about a guy like Blanks with the wingspan like that. He can totally do it.
Yeah.
He could probably take the left side, too.
6'20", man.
I'm just mesmerized by the hats.
The white?
There's just so much white there. What is going on?
Yeah, it is a lot of white in the hats. I think that, I don't remember what side it was. I think it might have been ESPN put out a post that said that of all of the spring training hats, the Padres were dead last as far as the good-lookingness of a hat. And yes, good-lookingness is a word.
I believe that's Paul Lucas of Uniwatch.
Yes, it was.
I love me some Uniwatch. I should have known it was Paul. He's very good.
So, Brady, what if a baby owl was wearing one of those hats? How would you feel about that?
I love me some baby owls. They're very cute. I cannot deny this. I also wish that one of them would claw you with its talon. Comment like that. For those of you who don't know, at Lob Shots, I do a lot of blogs about, awesome things, sports, pop culture, and sometimes cute little animals. And apparently Rick hates cute little animals, so I don't know why he's picking on me with that. But
did you just see the talons on that thing, though?
Yeah, they were pretty big. I'm telling you, man. I'm going to send one over to your home.
It was cute, but...
Yeah, it was very cute.
Did you guys notice that little mound conference over there? It was like the catcher came out and talked to the pitcher, and then the pitcher said something back, and then...
Oh, that's incredible analysis.
It was awesome.
Just now, the pitcher stepped off the mound and looked over to second base.
It totally happened.
Do you think they were planning on going to Moon Saloon afterwards?
For the record, we were not asked to do play-by-play or color commentary, and yet here we are, amazing everyone with our insane commentary.
Sweeney and Pomerantz better watch out, right?
Yeah, their jobs are on the line.
Coming for them.
Really, all of Fox Sports, all of their jobs are on the line. It's crazy that they've let us do this, but we are very thankful. We're really enjoying it.
Very thankful.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's been fun for us. I mean, this is one of those things that as a fan, and that's really what we are. Yeah, we blog, but I mean, we're just fans like you guys are fans who are watching the broadcast, and it's pretty exciting to be able to be a part of this and to be able to have our voice as fans heard, because the national media, they certainly don't give a rip about the Padres, and so it's nice that Fox Sports San Diego certainly does, and I would hope so.
Yeah, we see the talent.
Yes, I'm always called talent. It's really awkward. Really awkward.
Well, when you got it, flaunt it, right?
I feel like I should say no comment, because anything I say is going to sound super creepy. All right, to the pitch. That's strike. Yep. Strike three.
Oh, he's not happy.
No, not happy. He should have gone Bo Jackson with that bat over his knee, but instead he just swung out like a wimp.
Bo Jackson, didn't Caminiti do that too?
Cammy did do that.
Yes, he did.
Cammy did do that. Bo Jackson did it also over his head, though, so
Bo
it was
Jackson
a little more impressive.
could do everything.
And there was the time he ate the bat as well. So.
Oh, that was the best.
That was awkward. It was a maple bat. Oh! That was awful. I'm actually ashamed of myself. I should stop talking for an entire inning for that.
We're ashamed of you too.
Let's hear some more about Jeff Cirillo.
Yes, I'll tell you what. Here's the thing. All right.
I do have to mention there was a longest Jeff Cirillo story ever tweet.
Yeah,
so
well, you know what?
The fans are noticing.
In many cultures, longest is synonymous with best Jeff Cirillo story ever. So just take that into consideration. I will tell you this. I don't know if the booth, I don't know if you guys have pictures of it, but I got a cool Chase Hadley story. Chase Hadley, not only does he put up the numbers that are amazing, but he does stuff behind the scenes that people don't realize, people don't know about, really cool stuff with fans. And in 2009, it was his 5th home run of the year. It was against the Mariners. He absolutely jacked a ball into the 4th level of the Western Metal Building, and it was incredible. It was a huge hit, and my buddy Scott, that's a good hit too.
Brandon Harris
is going to score a run to right center, and that is going to score a run, hold him to a single.
Angels now lead 6-2.
Babe Ruth is killing us today.
I know.
Yeah.
How many outs do we get in this inning? Is this another 4-outer inning?
I think it's just a 3-outer.
Okay, I'll try to make it
Get
quick.
back to your story, though.
Chase hit in the 4th deck. It was pretty sweet. Western Metal and my buddy Scott, we call him J-Dot. J-Dot got the ball, gave it to the usher, and said, hey, he wrote him a little note, said, I want you to give this to Chase. So he ran it down to Chase, and then later on in the inning, a return note, and I think it's up on the screen now, which is pretty sweet. I mean, you guys can read it on there, but it's basically Chase just saying, hey, thank you for being awesome and not asking for anything in return. I'm glad you guys can read it because I can't. And then after that, he sent with the note a signed bat. And it's because that, he didn't ask for anything. Chase loved that he didn't ask for anything in return. Said, God bless, and there it is. There's the signed bat with the framed note in the background. And I think that's really special. I think that, without us talking about it right now, you would never know that. And that's something that makes Chase not only a great ball player, but a great person, which is why we're all slobbering over him and our crush for him, and which is why we'd be incredibly mad at Padres management for trading.
The old 6-3.
Double play.
Beautiful.
Very nice.
That was awesome.
All right, that is it for the top of the 7th. The final half of the inning coming up, and that means the final half of us taking over the broadcast. Arizona. We've got the Angels up 6-2 over the Padres. It's the bottom half of the 7th inning. This is the last part of us taking over your broadcast until the post show, that is. We're having fun. We're talking baseball, and we're sweating a little bit. You guys having fun in this heat?
Oh, yeah. It's cooled off a bit. It's only like 1:30 now. It's pretty sweet.
The breeze is helping.
YMCA is not helping.
Well,
breeze?
It's a dry heat,
They are
though.
playing YMCA here at the game, which is just terrible.
At least it's not Gangnam Style.
Well, that's true.
I almost did wear my policeman outfit, too, today. Almost.
Wow, that's going to go down as the most awkward comment of this entire broadcast. I thought I had it locked up for anything.
You brought the police outfit, huh?
Hey, I'm just lucky to get a word in edgewise with all your long stories, Brady.
Yeah, that's my bust. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You got a Terrence Long story?
Hey, Nick Hundley with base hits a lot.
I tell you what, I love Nick Hundley. I mean, we've gone through this entire broadcast without mentioning Yasmani Grandal and his amazing offseason. Thanks for nothing. But Hundley, I feel good about Hundley. I like him not only as a ball player, but as a dude, similar to Chase. And I think that, he's putting together some decent numbers here in spring training. And I don't necessarily think that spring training means anything when it comes to the regular season. But I do love that Hundley's getting his hacks in there. And I also love that a dude who's number 93, and I have no idea who he is now running for him at first base. That's sweet.
Hundley hit 367 over the second half of 2011, and then he got hurt all last year. And so it'd be nice if he was healthy this year and we could see sort of the production he put up second half of 2011 come back for 2013. That would be very nice, especially while Grandal is out with the suspension.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah. Did you guys hear that? Mike just dropped those stats off the top of his head. This is the type of thing that I do not do. That was pretty incredible.
That's all I got. I'm going to be quiet from now on.
He had some time this morning when he was delayed on his flight.
Yeah, this wasn't easy to get out
You
here.
guys don't know what we went through to get out here.
Mike almost didn't make it.
Almost didn't make it. Got a text from my airline at 11:30 last night saying my flight had been canceled, which started a Planes, Trains, and Automobiles event, like I was Steve Martin or John Candy, and I rolled up in here about the bottom of the second inning finally after all was said and done. So
Yeah, we're really proud of you for showing up.
It was amazing.
So we're not allowed to check our phones during the broadcast, but hopefully you guys are tweeting and getting some hashtag action in there.
Hashtag bloggers take over.
Yeah, the bloggers taking over, and I think they're scrolling across the screen.
I have some big news. I'm sorry, got to interrupt you. We are trending right behind the Pope.
The Pope?
The Pope.
Wait, why are we behind the Pope?
Who again? I'm sorry?
Should we have some white smoke? And
Yeah, I know. Is there some smoke back here? What's going on?
Yeah.
You know what? I'm
we
honored
got
to
a
be
new
right
Pope
behind
today, and
Tebow.
yet we're number 2. That's pretty amazing, guys.
That is amazing.
That is pretty amazing.
We're
I'm guessing,
number 2.
I'm guessing you mean
Yeah.
nationally, not just in San Diego, of course. Nationally, I'm sure. Actually, this game is on MLB
That's
Network.
right.
Maybe
It
we are
is.
trending nationally, which is a frightening thought. I'd like to apologize for the national audience, right? That you heard it.
Looking forward to seeing ourselves on awful announcing tonight.
But actually, it's a good point because you got to give the Padres and Fox Sports credit. This is a really progressive thing that they're doing. I can't even think of another team that would consider putting 5 guys like us into the broadcast and have us call 3 innings, spring training or regular season or whatever. And this is a testament to the forward thinking of the Padres and the Fox Sports San Diego getting us out here to do this. We appreciate it.
Yeah, we love having you guys here, and we'll be doing our social media Tuesdays like we did last year. So hopefully we can ramp it all up this year and keep having fun like this, because this is amazing. I'm loving this, except for maybe sweating profusely, but other than that, this is great.
Yeah.
It has been great. We are pretty pumped. We do thank Fox Sports for letting us come out and be a part of this event, and we apologize ahead of time if y'all get fired for letting us come on and talk about sports.
Sorry, our bad.
If we would have just done 1 inning, possible firings.
Yeah.
3 innings, I think we're good.
We hit our stride, huh?
Number 94 just popped out the shortstop for the first out, by the way.
Yeah.
94?
Yeah,
93 is on first base.
93 is on first.
93 is on first, 94 is it?
Was that like a Abbott and Costello routine? 93, 94?
Kyle Goodell is number 94.
Ooh. He's actually related to Eddie Goodell.
Yeah. That's right, he is.
And Roger.
Distantly.
And
wait, you guys are kidding, right?
No,
he really
I
is
was joking
related to
about
Eddie Goodell. You dropped that reference a little earlier.
Wow, who knew? I should.
Who knew that Brady was so clairvoyant? He's proven it today all day.
I know, it's incredible. Everybody at home is going to go look up the word clairvoyant real quick. Thanks for using it.
Dictionary.com.
We gotta go play the ponies at some point.
All right, so I will say we haven't even mentioned that last night we kicked the crap out of the Giants, or at least Lincecum early, right? I mean,
Yes.
we knocked him out of the game. I know it's spring training. I know it doesn't matter, but there's something really special about knocking Lincecum
What
out of
about Kotze with a triple?
Yeah, he was legging
Old man
it
can
out.
move. Old man can move.
We're talking about Freddie Garcia earlier. He's pitching for a spot, and he pitched pretty well last night.
He did.
Yeah, he struck out 6 or something like that.
Yeah, I think it was 6.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
Now, Megan, you may need to fill me in here, but
Shallow fly is going to drop.
it's going to drop.
Face.
Right in the face.
Did that catch him in the face?
Oh,
Duck snort.
Yeah. What if they shot you in the face?
Definitely duck snort.
Yeah, that's tough. That was tough. That was.
Look at him walking it off, though. That didn't bother me.
He's actually got a little bit of a limp.
Oh,
from that ball
let's
hitting
see.
him in
They're
the face.
replaying it.
Oh.
Looks like it hit him. I mean, our screen is almost completely black, but
He's rubbing his face now.
looks
He's
like
all
it hit him in
over.
the face.
What's great is that we're all talking, oh, man, I get him in the face, and everyone's watching the replay, and it's like, no, it didn't hit him in the face.
We don't even know what's going on.
We have no clue.
Trust us, we know.
It's a special broadcast when the viewers at home have way more idea what's
It's a
going
special
on
monitor for us,
than
too.
all of us who are actually broadcasting the game. It's wonderful.
Daniel Robertson's up to bat currently.
I love him.
Your
He's
guy?
5'2".
Love him.
All right.
He's incredible. I don't really know how tall he is, but I do think he's got a...
If someone could tweet to us what that is, his height is in Altuve's, we'd really appreciate that.
Really.
Tons of tweets.
He's having a pretty good game today.
I think having him and Kyle Blanks in the same lineup is just awesome.
One after the other.
Him
We're
today.
showing his triple right
Nice.
now.
There you go.
Great
Right in
catch.
front of the humble pie sign, whatever
Good
that
stuff.
is.
We got a highlight during our broadcast. That's good. It's exciting.
Hey, we haven't really noticed it, but we got the tying run on deck here right now with one out in the 7th inning.
I mean, it works some late inning Padre magic.
Judging by his stature, I think he's got the potential to go yard.
Hey, if David Eckstein,
Crickets.
hey, if David
Nothing
Eckstein
wrong
hit a
with
grand
small
slam,
people.
Hey, Borges hit a home run
That's right.
today.
This
Come
is
on.
true.
And he
This is
hit
true.
a warning track shot after that. So.
Yeah.
And
I'll tell you,
Ball's flying out of
I'm
Peoria
feeling
Sports
it.
Complex.
Robertson home run right now.
if Eckstein can hit a grand slam in the Western Meadow Building, this gentleman can hit a grand
True
shot right here.
I tell you this. I mean, I know we're just talking about his height, but speaking of Eckstein, Eckstein is, hey, this foul ball's coming our way. Don't hurt anybody. Eckstein's I loved having him on our team so much, not only for the scrappy play, but for the leadership that he provided. And I think talking about Kotze being, I think Kotze's 37 years old, legging out a triple last night. I love seeing that kind of thing. And I think that Kotze, as important as his play on the field, is going to be the leadership in the clubhouse. And that's something that Eckstein, I think, provided. And it's nice to see that Kotze is there. Hopefully providing the same type of leadership in the locker room, because I think it's really important. It's really important for the team chemistry.
Hey, base hit.
Base hit up the middle.
Send him. Oh, he held him up.
Glenn Hoffman's holding him up.
Good call.
He's going for the
dramatic. Guarantee you that Rob Piccolo would have sent him on range. Shout out to Rob, who's actually the bench coach of the Angels for Scioscia right now.
And that's why I'm up here and not coaching third base for the Padres. Right there.
I love judging coaches on the base path. Like, we have any idea what we're talking about. You idiot, you should have sent him. We have any clue. It's probably the smart thing to do, but I still think Rob would have sent him and he would have scored. Not that I have a personal bias. I love Rob Piccolo. I love the whole Piccolo family, I'm not going to lie.
Oh, yeah? You're close?
Yeah, Rob, Dusty, I love those guys. Debbie, all great. Love the Piccolos. And I tell you what, it would be pretty cool to see a former Padre coach be a manager in the league someday, because Piccolo, you know, he's part of the Scioscia coaching tree now, and all Scioscia does is pump out head coaches.
Yeah, that's true.
I think it's pretty sweet.
So what do you guys think? It's pretty warm out right now. I went to a game last year, Sweeney and Palm. They were in Wrigley Field wearing big old suits, and it was easily over 100. I give those guys props. It's not, I'm wearing shorts, not a suit, and I am burning up right now.
It's warm. You guys are going to have some severe sunburn tomorrow, I think.
Probably.
That'd be Midwest heat, too, for them, man. They were sweating up a storm, huh?
Yeah. It's not cold at Wrigley in the summertime, I can tell you that.
Yeah, Brady likes to call his blog, people who write his blog, lobsters. I think we're going to be literally lobsters here before this day is over.
That's true. That's true. That was all part of my plan, is to bring 4 of the Padres public bloggers here with lob shots and have you all become lobsters by the end of the broadcast.
Oh, Pomerantz and Sweeney, you're just mentioning them, and I think they just kind of know about how hot it is everywhere. But Wrigley, of course, in the summer's hot, but they've been hot here. I mean, they've got it all. They have to deal with all sorts of weather, like you said, in a suit. How would you guys handle that?
Shorts.
Hate it.
Definitely shorts.
I think you look at it how we handle it.
Jacket.
Sweating in T-shirts and shorts.
True professionals, Pomerantz and Sweeney.
I tell you what, Fox Sports really stepped up their game this year, though. They got a sweet studio. AC is going to be heavily pumping for every pre and post game with Sweeney and Palm, and I think that those guys are pretty pumped. They're not going to be traveling with the team as much. They're going to be in the Cush studios, and they are sweet studios. I'm excited to see them get out there and like actually show some action stuff.
March 29th, we're going to debut that studio.
Hey, look at this.
Yep.
Padres, we got a rally.
Come back right here. Send it up.
Two in.
Goodness.
He beat it.
There you go.
There we go.
Yes, sir.
Nice. Wow.
That is incredible. I think Piccolo would have held him because he should have been out right there.
That was a remarkable slide.
That was a great slide. The throw beat him by 6 feet, and he still got in. That's awesome.
We're going to have a replay of that.
Definitely got to see that.
Check this out. I don't want to take full credit for this comeback, but
you will.
I think it's safe to say that we can be accredited for this.
Look at him going to the inside there.
Very nice.
That's sweet. Solid.
Hey, it's a Mike Scioscia sighting.
Oh, Scioscia's bobbling out to the mound.
So I think now's a good time to give a shout out to our other bloggers at Padres Public.
Go for it.
Yeah, it sounds good to me.
We got Sack Bunts, Avenging Jack Murphy, Ghost of Ray Kroc.
Whoa, Doctor.
Whoa, Doctor.
We've got Nate, the other half of the vocal minority. He's watching us all the way from Cleveland, and I think he's actually listening to us, too.
Nice.
Cleveland.
Yeah, you guys have got a ton of bloggers. I got Showman. He's a co-founder of Lob Shots. Greg Bowman, he's watching, too. And, you know, like, I know they're not here with us, but there are some other Padres bloggers here, Friar Hood and Gaslamp Ball, and they're great, too.
All right, I think Pomerantz and Sweeney can hear us right now. Guys, can you hear us, and how do you think the bloggers are doing?
Oh, we can hear you guys, of course.
You hear us talking about you sweating in Chicago?
Had to point that out, didn't you? Let me say that my effort to bring back double knit polyester was an abject failure at 105 degrees Memorial Day weekend in Chicago.
Yeah.
All linen suits now for the future, huh?
Unbelievable. It was a scorcher out there, but you know what? It's not bad when your office is a Major League Baseball park.
Exactly.
You know? When you're at a big league stadium, we can suck it up. Isn't that right, Sweens?
Yeah, guys, I actually learned a lot about Mike Pomerantz that day. You know, he's asking me a question, trying to get some knowledge of what's going on, but you know what? He ends up sweating to death.
Lost a few pounds.
I had to give him a towel. I can't tell you I didn't have to. I had to give him a towel.
We don't even use makeup powder in games like that. We just use the rosin bag.
There you go.
Yeah, I should have used that because it was kind of a bad idea. It's all melting off now anyway, right?
I really love the idea of you using a rosin bag for makeup. That's really warm.
We should probably get that on film next time.
Yeah.
Yes. We talking like an Andy Ashby level lather there?
Throw it down in a booth, have a big old cloud of smoke pop up.
Got to work hard hard up here. You know that. Can't go down and face the guys, get on an airplane or a bus ride, and if the guys don't think you're working hard for them, playing in the trenches with them, they laugh at us.
Yeah,
so, we try to match it with them.
Got to hold your
You
chin
have
up,
to
man.
match it.
Don't you think?
Yes.
Hey, thank you guys for letting us take over. You guys don't get many of these spring training broadcasts, and you guys let us come and rain on your
Butt
parade
on
for a
in.
couple
Yeah,
of
thanks a lot. This was our best work these last 3 innings. We felt like we were locked in, guys. Locked in.
Hey, number 2 behind the puck. We're trending.
Big doings. You guys did a wonderful job. We do appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thanks for letting us.
Thanks
I
a
know
lot.
that Fox Sports Manager is probably thrilled that this is like the longest half inning ever. Here we are.
He's pulling his hair out as we
Still on. Sweeney might be pulling his hair out. Oh, wait.
Hey, speaking of Yasmani, there he is. Grandal is up to bat right now.
All right.
Well, I'll be.
Bases loaded situation here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Padres making a comeback.
And his spring training stats don't matter, but he's hitting 500 this spring, I think.
Yeah, 2 at bats.
More than that, actually.
That was a joke.
4 at bats, actually, 500.
I tell you what, I mean, I know that he's made his mistakes and nobody's happy about it, but it would be really great to see Yasmani come back strong, suck it up after what he did, knowing it was wrong, apologizing to his teammates, and coming out here and making up for it with his play. And I think that's what we all want to see. And it would be great if Hundley could give him a run for his money when he comes back. And I'm guessing that that's Buddy's plan. He's got to earn that job back. So, hopefully it'll light a fire under him, and he'll come out hot like he did last year when he came up.
Well, I hope he doesn't turn on one and hit one right here. That would be exciting.
Should have brought my glove.
Yeah. I will protect you. This is my job as a man. Chivalrous.
Somehow I feel like I would have to catch it instead.
Why would you say that about me? You have no idea how incredibly athletic I am. I have no idea.
All right, we'll play catch later.
You got yourself a deal. This is pretty exciting, though. I mean, we can take the lead here with one swing.
We can.
This is good stuff.
2-2. Big pitch.
Yeah. So I got another story about Jeff Cirillo I wanted to get to.
Can we make it brief?
No, I don't have any Jeff Cirillo.
There's no brief Jeff Cirillo.
I tell you what, though, I do have. So I went out for the last season of the original Yankee Stadium, and I went out for the Padres 3-game series, and I was decked out in all Padres brown because, of course, we want to bring back the brown.
Gotta bring back the brown.
Gotta bring back
See,
the
that's
brown.
a movement with you guys.
It is a movement.
Yes.
And I was wearing all my yellow and brown, and I was sitting literally front row right behind third base, and there was a pop fly in the left, and Johnny Damon came running in for the ball, and it bounced short, and it fell fair and then bounced into the stands for a ground rule double. And Damon was just blazing up, fast running to get the ball. And he came right up next to me, and I yelled just loud, just like a heckling punk, "Where were you on that one, Damon?" And sure enough, he looked at me real calmly, and he goes, "Oh, you didn't see? I was just right over there." And I freaking loved it. I couldn't believe that he was so calm and cool in the midst of me trying to be like, "Ooh, I'm a big bad Padre heckling punk." Like we got swept in the series, the Yankees crushed us, and Johnny Damon played an incredible series, and here I am like trying to heckle him, and he's just like joking around with me, and I think it's pretty special, and that's what we're talking about, coming here to spring training and being able to interact with these players. Like, it's something neat, and it's something you don't get every day. And the rare opportunities you do get, you cherish them for a long time. And that's what makes these Fox Sports San Diego broadcasts great, is that the job of the broadcasters is, if you can't be here, is to tell those stories for the fans and to make them feel like they're here.
Get there.
Valiant effort, ran out of the base path, and was tagged anyway.
All right, well, that is it for the 7th inning. And unfortunately, that's it for the bloggers taking over the broadcast. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We had a blast. But don't worry, you're going to see us in the post show. But after this, Sweeney and Pomerantz will be back in the booth right here on Fox Sports San Diego.
If you had a choice.
San Diego is brought to you by Sequan Casino. Get away for the day at the close and friendly Sequan Casino, celebrating 30 years of gaming in San Diego. 6-4 is where we stand. The Angels ahead. Gorgeous day. Whether you're at the Peoria Sports Complex or whether you're on the water, maybe playing some golf. Word out of San Diego, the weather there is pretty nice too. Our thanks to all of the bloggers and our Megan Levy who've been joining us for the past 3 innings, bringing you their thoughts and perspectives, the fans' view. And we appreciate everybody who has taken part at home by using the hashtag bloggers takeover. So a big thank you to all of them. 3 innings of hard work.
Hey, there's your sign.
All I can eat, baby.
All you can eat zone. And you get in the zone.
I don't know any other place. I told you I got those elastic waistband slacks this year.
They look great on you.
Think of all of the opportunities missed now that we're not going to travel as much. All those all-you-can-eat buffets that I'll have to pass on. Mark Sweeney, Mike Pomeranz, Laura McKeeman with you now. And Brandon Close is the new pitcher for the Padres. J.B. Shuck is the hitter. Close picked up for Blake Tecote in a trade with the White Sox. Shuck lifts this one to first. One away. Time now for the Sequan Casino Daycation. Stat of the game. Freddie Garcia looking great yesterday against the Giants. Went 4 innings, allowing just 3 hits, an earned run, 6 strikeouts. Seasoned veteran Freddie Garcia with our Sequan Daycation stat of the game. Buddy Black talking about him for today's ball game. He was impressed.
Oh, he's impressed, and that's the veteran pitcher there, understanding the importance of going out there and having a good appearance. Those 6 strikeouts. I love his secondary pitches. He knows how to pitch. He's had to reinvent himself a little bit. Power pitcher when he first started in the league. And now that fastball, he has to command it in and out of the zone, but also his secondary pitches getting big outs. Last night he did that.
Here's Tommy Field in at shortstop for the Angels. Eric Ibar, the Angels regular, is in the World Baseball Classic. Eddie Rodriguez is behind the plate. It's Close just nips Tommy Field.
Hey fans, Fox Saturday Baseball returns with 3 great matchups as Angels outfielder Josh Hamilton returns to Texas to take on the Rangers, or the Yankees battle the defending AL champion Tigers, or the Cardinals take on the World Series champion Giants in a rematch of the NLCS. The debut of Fox Saturday Baseball is April 6th.
You can feel it getting in gear now. Mark, you were talking about at the open that this is pretty much the halfway point of spring training, and I want to say stats matter, but you start looking at them a little more closely, perhaps.
Well, you look at the stats, but also it's the dog days. You know, Dave Roberts alluded to that when we had him on. Motivating these guys to keep up their momentum and going out there and having that energy. It's very important. All the guys that are trying to make that last roster spot are going to do that, but keeping the energy up for the everyday guys to go out there and just get ready for that opening day start in New York.
Cole Calhoun. Even something for Mike Scioscia to evaluate for his Angels. The throwdown from Rodriguez in time to nail Field. Good toss by Eddie Rodriguez.
Well, nice toss and a good tag at second base by Valdez, but you can see good jump at first base. tries to get that outside part of the bag. That's a reason why you put it down. But Eddie Rodriguez, catch and throw guy, had the big home run last year in Cincinnati. What a great story.
This ball lifted back of home plate. Rodriguez will take a look. Follow it into the stands. Talk about a great story. Guys who have off-season jobs. And for Eddie Rodriguez, he's a professional angler.
Yeah, he loves fishing. But you know what? He loves the game of baseball, Mike. He always has a smile on his face. He takes in every single day the way every single player out there should. Loves the game of baseball, will do anything. And he was rewarded last year of coming up to the big leagues because the Padres were in a tough situation.
This ball lifted to left field. Jeremy Ball's underneath it. And that'll do it for the Angels in their half of the eighth. Padres are up.
Peoria Sports Complex, bottom of the eighth. Angels leading the Padres 6-4. I'm Laura McKeeman, and it's a hot one today, but that has not affected David Robertson. He's out there killing it in right field. And a triple, a single, doing everything he can. He's a guy that likes to give back in the community as well. Kinetic Kids, an organization he's been a part of, helps children with disabilities. So you see him hustling on the field, but he's also hustling off the field, Mike.
Yeah, he's a ball of fire out there. Laura, thanks very much. He had moved over from right to center field, did Robertson. Here's Eddie Rodriguez, face a new Angels pitcher. I think of the Giants game from last night.
Good atmosphere last night. Scottsdale Stadium down there. World Series champions.
Bring back some memories for you, huh?
A little couple memories here and there.
Couple of seasons with the Giants. 14 seasons, 7 clubs.
It's a lot of clubs, right?
Hey, a lot of opportunity.
A lot of fun.
We talk about how relaxed spring training is for everybody but a lot of those bubble players. Some of the guys, the veterans, come in, they know they've got a spot on the roster. But the bubble guys, boy, it is anything but relaxing, and I know that you remember well what that experience was.
Yeah, like. I do, and it's a very taxing time mentally for a lot of these guys. Are trying to make that last roster, make that impression. And it's very important. It's a Game 7 atmosphere. You don't have opportunity to get ready. You have to be ready. And some of these guys, you know, we talked about with A.J. Hinch, we talked about Travis Buck. He's been in a lot of situations trying to make a ball club. It's in his DNA, and he likes it. And I embraced it, too. I had to. As a player, you get opportunities to put a major league uniform on. That's motivation in itself.
Folks, we always enjoy the fact that you're able to spend a little time with us here at Fox Sports San Diego. Here's a look at the remaining spring training schedule. We'll join you again on the 22nd, 24th, 29th, and 30th. And we're going to debut our brand new Fox Sports San Diego studios on that March 29th date when the Padres play the Rangers. And don't forget opening day, April 1st, when the team is in New York to play the Mets. And on April 9th, the home opener against the Dodgers.
Oh, this is the part of spring training you start thinking about opening day. People talk about it, but now the process of getting ready. 162 games. Mentally, you have to be ready for that situation. But this is an exciting time. This is when guys start amping up, getting that motivation inside you.
Here's Jeremy Balls facing Michael Kahn. He'll find this one inside the left field line and make a bid for two. Rodriguez wheels around to third. Second and third for the Padres. So 14 seasons in the big leagues for you, Mark.
Oh, let's take a look at this swing right there. Gets on top of the baseball, but that's got to have a good feeling for Jeremy Baltz getting into second base, trying to give that opportunity, the tying run at second base for the Padres. So important, you know, it never goes away. This is a situation, you look up at the scoreboard, these guys come in, it's opportunities. Bud Black loves seeing how these guys really take these situations and embrace them.
Here's Kyle Goodell against Michael Kahn. So 14 years in the big leagues, Mark. What I was going to ask you was, how many of those seasons did you go into spring training knowing you were going to be on the big league team?
There was two of them, and I had two two-year deals. And the first year of that, I felt comfortable. The second year, not so much.
They'll go to cut down Rodriguez at the plate, and they will, and then try back at second base. This one gets away. Padres will move up. But for the Angels, no harm, no foul, as they're able to prevent Eddie Rodriguez from scoring.
Boy, Brendan.
It's one of those funny situations, Mike. We saw it earlier. Some of the balls thrown away. Things you see in spring training. But for the Padres, fortunately, in that situation, they still have second and third, just two outs.
Yeah, some goofy plays out there. How about a 9-2-6 double play?
A lottery number.
I don't think I've ever scored one of those. A 9-2-6 double play.
This is a game of firsts.
Pods turned that one on the Angels in the second inning.
You're talking about some of the younger guys. Galvez here doing a nice job swinging the bat. They have to find a position for this young man. But when you hit, they'll try to find it, and he's been impressive this spring. Phil Plantier loves his approach.
2 outs, bottom of the eighth.
You always tell when a guy's locked in. Good takes, staying in the strike zone. We've talked to Phil Plantier, the hitting coach, today. He wants some of his regulars, Yonder Alonso, staying in the strike zone.
Galvez offers. 2 balls and 1 strike. Yeah, they really like his bat. You hear it all the time around the organization. And as you said, looking for a position.
Well, when they're talking about looking for a position, he just looks uncomfortable. They tried him in left, put him at second base. If you hit, you're going to get opportunities, but you still got to catch the baseball. We talked about staying in the strike zone. This is elevated out of the strike zone. That fastball. That's what pitchers do. That deception makes it very difficult to stay in the strike zone at times. They speed you up a little bit.
6-4, Angels lead. 2 on, 2 out. 2 balls, 2 strikes. To Jonathan Galvez. Hit .292 in Double-A. 82 ball games. Injured a bit. Comes into the game today, though, in spring training, hitting .409. Two from Kahn, taken high. Full count now. Daniel Robertson waits on deck. 2 outs. Should Galvez get on? And he does.
Hey, Padre fans, enjoy a Padre game in style with a Padres suite. Suites can be customized to fit your group's needs and include flexible seating options, great food and beverages, and much more. Visit Padres.com/suites or call 619-795-5555 to get your suite today.
Well, the folks at Petco Park do an unbelievable job with those suites.
Those suites are beautiful. Got opportunities to go in there. As a player, you don't go in, but now roaming.
Daniel Robertson lifts this one to left center field to the track. And it falls. And well, you can just see the confusion with that high sky out there for the Angels. Have been battling it all day long. And Daniel Robertson never let up running, but you can almost see that he anticipated that ball being caught at the wall, and it wasn't. The left fielder charged with an error here.
Well, nice charge on the baseball by Daniel Robertson. He's been doing everything today. Why not? And this is the reason why it has. It goes off the heel of the glove of the left fielder. But you can see, get on the bus. Here they come. They're all scoring to go ahead for the Padres. But Daniel Robinson is putting swings on. We talked to a lot of the Padre brass today about Daniel Robinson, getting some information about a baseball player. He's shown it all today. He's taken some nice swings, made some great catches in the outfield. He's a difference maker. That's what you need if you're a baseball player. He's the glue to what the teams need out here.
So 3-run score on the Robertson double. Makes it 7-6 as San Diego works their way back into this ballgame. Boy, Robertson 3 for 4 with 4 RBIs today. Correction, 2 hits. That's right, that last one was marked an error on the left fielder. Gregorio Petit. Came in for Chase Headley, who started the game over at third base.
You know, Mike, when people talk about these are minor leaguers trying to cut their teeth in big leagues, you got to throw strikes. It's actually harder at times in the minor leagues to hit because of that fact. It's uncomfortable that guys don't have command. It feels very awkward in the batter's box. Sometimes it's a little easier in the big leagues because you know they're around the plate.
So Petit draws a walk with 2 out. Angel pitcher Michael Kahn has been somewhat victimized by the elements maybe out here in Arizona, that high sky and sun. Daniel Robertson lifted that ball to left center field. 3 runs scored.
You can see Michael Butcher, the pitching coach for the Angels, is calming him down. He's kind of taking a breather. But it's all about executing your pitches. Talk about repeating the delivery for your pitcher. Getting ahead. Strike one is so important. But from the Padres hitters, you have to think of it along the lines now. You have a 2-0 count going up there. Guy has tough command. He's not showing. He's throwing a lot of strikes.
Max Tissenbaum spent the year last year in Eugene. Hit close to 300.
For all you out there that are not familiar with Eugene, this is short season, so you're thinking about Tissenbaum being in a major league game right now. And what goes through his head, what goes through his heart's racing. How I calm that down.
Just his second at bat this spring training in the big league camp. Minor leaguers.
And you're
just
seeing
started.
more of this, you know, and it's opportunities, but also, you know, AJ Hinch, Josh Burns, they talk about these guys are ready. It's not pushing them right now. This is getting opportunity to help them throughout their minor league season.
Tissenbaum delivers his first hit of the spring. And the Angels will try to cut off the runner at third, and linger he will for a moment. But Daniel Robertson sets the tone for the Padre offense in the 8th as Aaron Alette drives in 3.
Dad, I noticed when you stay
Top of the 9th inning right now. The Angels in a reverse situation now, having led much of the game, now behind. And a reminder, Fox Sports San Diego's next telecast is going to be March 22nd, nighttime baseball under the lights as the Mariners and the Padres clash. Hope to see you then. Dick Enberg and Mark Grant will have the call for you. Special guest. Always a pleasure to be joined by Glenn Hoffman, third base coach, handles the infielders. Great to see you, Glenn.
Hi, guys.
Hey, Glenn.
Hey, what a ball game we've got going, huh?
How about it?
Wait, I got to move these infielders first. Hold on.
I love that.
Go ahead.
Do that thing, my friend. We don't want to break your rhythm. Yeah. Hey, you've had quite a fun spring. You've got a fella getting a lot of buzz that I know you've had a chance to work with. Tell us your thoughts on Jed Jerko.
Oh, man, I'll tell you what. He spent the hours in early. Been very pleased the way he moves. And turning the double play, you know, he's got baseball instincts, and it's fun to watch him out there.
Now, what's the toughest adjustment for him? Is it the back to, you know, making the turns? Is that the difficult part, playing second base for the first time?
Well, you know, turning the double plays, he's done really, really well. I think the hardest part is the ball going up the middle away from, because he's been used to the left side of the infield. So he's better going to his left than his right, and that's things that we're working on. But, you know, we couldn't ask for any more of what we've seen this spring so far.
Glenn, you've got a couple of guys fans have really enjoyed watching play and have shown real versatility, and oftentimes they'll play the middle infield in Alexi Amarista, Logan Forsythe. Obviously, you have Everett Cabrera there to start. But when you have guys who can do so many things, is it difficult to decide what's best not only for the club but for the player long term?
Well, I'll tell you what, it makes us stronger as a club. It gives Buddy flexibility in us that, especially in the National League, if we have to make a double switch, we got a guy that can come into the infield and also go to the outfield. And, you know, those utility guys in the National League are really underlooked a lot, and they win a lot of ball games, that 25th man on the team.
Well, what I want to ask you, too, is give me a scouting report on your younger brother as a coach.
He's learning the trade quite well. He's putting the hours in. He's there on time. When I put the schedules together, he's always asking where he's going, and he wants to learn. But I'll tell you, it's a pleasure to see him back in the game, being around the fellas, because he's given a lot back to these guys, these pitchers. I see him talking to them in the outfield, and just the knowledge of what he's gone through that he can pass on to them has been really neat.
You know, Glenn, talking about neat, one of the most special moments, and I'm sure for you guys as a family, is the retirement of Trevor's uni. And having that day to spend with your mom, remembering your dad, the video that you guys had. I thought that was a special day. Give us your thoughts on that day as well.
Well, it's right up there. That's one of the best moments of my baseball career, just watching Trev. The love that he got from the fans of San Diego, the turnout and the support that he got, the ex-teammates, people that were part of his career growing up, and to celebrate it. It was a big celebration, and for our family, and to see Dad at the end sing the national anthem, it brought tears to all our eyes. But it was a special day that I'll always remember, and especially for our kids. You know, they're old enough now that they were out on the field. They saw their uncle out there, my boys and girls, and so it was really, really special.
Well, you both do such a wonderful job in the community as well, in addition to all you do on the field. When you're taking a look at these infielders, Glenn, and you've got so much ahead of you, and so many young kids coming up. We've seen a couple of them here, in Jeudy Valdez, and Jonathan Galvez, Logan Forsythe, Amarista, Jed Jerko.
Yeah.
Do you get a chance to see some of the guys on the farm at all in spring training, or are you totally focused on the major league level?
I tell you the truth, I'm just really focused at the major league, just trying to get them all prepared and how to play in a spring training game. And we spent a lot of time on that half field with them, and I'm really proud of them. The effort they've given, Rick Renneria, Rich Dower helping me over there. That it's a community progress to get it together, and it's worked out well.
You know, Glenn, you got to be proud, too, of the accomplishment of Chase Headley. We've documented his second half last year, but defensively earning the Gold Glove Award, that's got to feel pretty good from you, too. It's almost like a proud dad.
It is. It is. You know, we talk about it to all the guys, you know, hey, you're going to be the next Gold Glover at that spot, and that's what you're striving for. And if we can, that'd be awesome. But looks like we just turned a nice double play right there.
Little pitcher's best friend, yeah, Thad Weber.
We've turned a few of those today, but so hey, I got one thing though.
What's that?
You guys can borrow my helmet when that foul ball goes up in the booth.
Did you see that?
Yeah, I think you guys need to wear the helmets up in the booth.
Are you like the proud papa when you watch your guys turn that double play?
Oh, no doubt about it. You know, we talk about it the next day on the half field and what we did right, what we did wrong, and we learn, and we're getting better, and that's what we're asking, to get better each and every day.
4 double plays on the day for the Padres.
You know, Glenn, I've known you as a prankster, and I love that part of it. Your favorite prank this spring for you?
Oh, gosh. No, I can't think of one off the top of the head. They just come in any moment. But
no big marshmallows on a golf course?
No, we haven't been out golfing. That was the off season. Some of the guys got a kick out of that one.
You know, Glenn, I hit 2 or 3 of those before it occurred to me.
I think a bunch of guys did. Wondered where they came from, but that's an old one there.
Glenn, it's great to see you. Thanks so much for the time.
Okay, guys.
Glenn Hoffman.
Thanks, Glenn.
The third base and infield coach for the Padres, spending a few moments with us. The 0-2, and he gets the swing, and that will do it for this one as the Padres defeat the Angels 8-6 your final. Strong comeback fashion. Nice outing all the way around for the pitching staff. Padres Live, the post-game show, is coming up. Hope you'll be around in just a moment.
Only Mazda